Hill. Luke Hill is a japonica from Gordy, and it is white double formal. What you're seeing now is J.D. Thomerson, Clayton Nedra Mathis, and me. J.D. Thomerson is the editor for the new editor for the ACCS Journal. Okay. Then you know that Clayton Mathis passed away a couple of years ago. Then there's a picture of Jim Dixon. And you know John Wong, he came to the convention here in 2016 in Tallahassee. This is Holy Pure by John Wong. At the convention, we sold this camellia for a graft of it for $500. This one is a large. Holy Pure is large. Fine Pure is very large. We sold it for $450. This is Puto Purple Light. It is a medium reticulata from John Wong. It's a medium flower, and it's really that color. This is Evening Glow Pearl. It blooms early. It's blooming at a number of places here in Tallahassee right now. It is a large flower. Evening Glow Pearl. It's a reticulata.
You want to stand.
This is a reticulata. It is a small Lake ERHAI pearl. It is a double form. Am I going too fast?
Yes, if it was going too fast.
Okay. This is Faultless Jade. It is not registered. It is from John Wong, and it is a white reticulata, and nobody's got it. But it is a very different camellia. This is E. Hewlin Smith from Valdosta, Georgia. He passed away in 2010. This is the first time that he showed Ray Gentry in Gainesville in 2002. Does everybody know who Hewlin Smith was? He was the president of the American Camellia Society. He loved his great big red camellias. These are some of the camellias that he introduced. This is a small to medium japonica, George Lumsden. George Lumsden was a member of our Camellia Society. This is Hewlin's Meadowbrook. It's a very large frosted. Look at all the frosting in this camellia. Very large frosted. Hewlin lived on Meadowbrook Drive in Valdosta. This is a Dream Wheeler. Look at the frosting in it. It is a large reticulata, very, very frosted. A Dream Wheeler is a member of the Valdosta Club. Another picture of a Dream Wheeler. This one is not frosted. This is Beulah Henley. Beulah Henley is a Hewlin Smith seedling, very, very frosted again. And I know that you all probably know where frosting came from, but let me remind you, frosting came when the original Yunnan retics were brought to the United States.
Doesn't do any good if I don't know what it is.
Do what now?
I can read now.
Beulah Henley is a result of, they took some of the Yunnan reticulatas when they brought them to this country in '86, and they crossed them with Saginensis and Luchuensis and different species trying to get fragrance. They didn't get fragrance, they got frosted. This is Jenny Mathis. This is a Purcell seedling. This is a medium reticulata.
What is it?
Jenny Mathis. She is my daughter-in-law. Another picture of Jenny Mathis. This is Mary Rhodes. This is Howard Rhodes's wife. This is a Hewlin Smith seedling, and it is frosted, and it is a large flower.
I don't either.
This is Mary Maud Sharp. It is a medium flower, Hewlin Smith seedling, very frosted. Mary Maud Sharp was a lady who was the executive secretary to the head of the Department of Agriculture in Tallahassee for 30 years. Mary Maud Sharp graduated from a university here in Florida in 1940 with a degree in chemistry. Her best friend graduated with a degree in law. Her best friend, who passed away this last summer, was the first lady admitted to the Florida bar, the first lady lawyer in the state of Florida. This is Ann Hightower, very, very frosted Hewlin Smith seedling. It's Annabelle Fetterman times Frank Hauser. The first time I took it to a show, it won the Ocala show. Sherilyn Green, Hewlin Smith seedling, very, very frosted, large to very large. Sherilyn Green is our oldest daughter. Kay Thomerson, this is a Hewlin Smith seedling. Kay Thomerson is the wife of J.D. Thomerson, the editor of the New Journal, of the Atlantic Coast Camellia Society Journal. This is Chuck Ritter. I'm going to show you two flowers. Look at both of them. Chuck Ritter, this flower was on the bush. And this one at the same time, two different forms. Look how big that flower is. Over 7¼ inches. Chuck Ritter. Chuck Ritter lives down at Melrose, Florida, and he generally wins more prizes in camellia shows than anybody else in the United States. Him and the Selfs. But he has a huge camellia garden down at Melrose, which is between Ocala and Gainesville. This is Scott Maphis. It's a reticulata. It's a Purcell seedling, dark red, and you can tell it's about 6¼ inches. Very hard to grow. Very hard to grow. Most of the Hewlin Smith seedlings are really, really easy to grow. They don't have dieback problems. This is June Tomlinson, another Hewlin Smith seedling. Easy to grow, very few problems. It is a large flower. Bill Fickling, another large flower, Hewlin Smith seedling. Very easy to grow. This is Dr. Annette Thomas. At the National Convention, this camellia sold in 2016 for $1,500. And you can see it's 7½ inches. Dr. Annette Thomas. Philip Thomas bought it to name it for his mama. This is Richard Mims, who was the past editor of the Atlantic Coast Camellia Society Journal. This is a Hewlin Smith seedling reticulata, and it's about 5 inches tall. It is a large flower, very, very tall, very thick petaled, very hard to grow. It has tons of problems. This is Lily Marie Nichols, another Hewlin Smith seedling. It is not easy to grow either, very hard to grow. This is a Japonica Hewlin Smith, Dusty Welborn, named for Sam Welborn in Columbus, Georgia, for his wife. It is a small to medium flower, a great camellia. Judy Kerr, just named. This is a Hewlin Smith flower. Judy Kerr is a judge from Pensacola, and it was named for her. And this is her sister, Joan Blanchard, her twin sister. And you can tell that this is a very large flower, just named. This is the variegated form of Joan Blanchard. This is a huge flower. This is Charlotte Jones, which was a Purcell seedling. Hewlin had it for 30 years. We named it for a lady who was a member of the Quitman, Georgia Camellia Society. This is Adrian Bowares. This is a medium Frank Hauser seedling named by Howard Rhodes, who is my neighbor about 1,000 yards through the woods. It is winning and winning and winning. A very nice reticulata. Sharon Wilson. This one is a Randolph Maphis seedling. It is a medium to large flower, and it's really that color, and it is blooming now. It blooms early. Blooms now. Esther Lawrence, another one of my seedlings. It is a large flower. Dr. Mary Birch, another one of my seedlings, blooms early, and it is large to very large. Very nice white flower. Dr. Richard Hardison. You can tell this is probably a veal or a windy seed. I had it solid and then I variegated. Dr. Richard Hardison is Dick Hardison's son. Another picture of Dr. Richard Hardison. This is Garnet Avant. She was a member of our club. This bush in my yard is in full bloom right now. Nice white flower. Danetta Merryday, she was a lady from across town. This is a nice camellia. It is a large, medium to large, and the bush is very compact and grows very, very, very slow.
Randolph, could you tell the species of these?
This is Japonica. This is Japonica. 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 Reticulata. At the end, if you got a question about species, I'll answer. This, I talked about optical illusion already. This is Memory Lane. This is from Neville Hayden in New Zealand. It's got 5 different species in it. It's classed as a reticulata, and it is a medium flower, a very nice flower. It grows well, few problems. It's a reticulata. Another picture of Memory Lane. Neville Hayden named it for the people in America like Hewlin Smith that he thought so much of and that he remembered. This is not a new flower. This is a very old flower. Look at the fimbriation in this veal. This is Hardison's veal. Veals generally only fimbriate in February. This was taken on Thanksgiving Day about 5 years ago, and it's over 7 inches, the biggest one I have ever seen. This is Steve and Gail and Esther Lawrence. The flower that Esther is holding is a japonica named Amanda Ann, named for her granddaughter. This is Gail's Mona, a very new camellia, non-retic hybrid. This is a Mona Jury Sport. A Mona Jury Sport non-retic hybrid, and it is a large flower. Look at all the dark pink veining in this flower. Very, very nice flower, grows well, few problems. This is another Steve Lawrence seedling. This was named for his sister, Esther's daughter. Okay, this is Marianne Lawrence, and you can tell it's over 6 inches, and it is a Royal Velvet seedling. This is Amanda Ann. It's a chance seedling. It's large to very large. It is a japonica. The man on the left is Clarence Gordy. He lived at Ocala. He worked for the Department of Agriculture. When he retired, he moved to Ocala and started growing camellias. Him and Hewlin Smith were best buds. He did a ton of grafting for Hewlin Smith. This is Hewlin and Gordy just a little while before Gordy passed away. These are Gordy seedlings now. This is Marie Crawford, named for Mark Crawford's mama. It is a medium flower, but when I grow it, it is very large. This is the peony form of Marie Crawford. This is Lillian Gordy. It is a very large Camellia japonica. It is in bloom everywhere right now. It's blooming now. This is a nice camellia. The only person selling it is Mark Crawford. Another Lillian Gordy picture. This is Luke Hill. This is a Gordy seedling, white medium flower. This is Lillian's cherry pie, dark red japonica, blackish red, very nice camellia. This one is Robin Ann Cross. It sold at the Charleston Convention for $750. It is a large japonica, Robin Ann Cross. Alice in the Palace. This is a Gordy seedling. Alice in the Palace is Mark Crawford's daughter, Alice, and all her life he's always called her Alice in the Palace. This is Philip's Choice, dark medium Gordy seedling japonica, named for Mark Crawford's son, Philip. This is Jerry Rice, who lived, this is not named, it will be soon. This is a dark, dark red. It's fixed to be variegated japonica. Jerry Rice lived down next to Jacksonville. He passed away this last summer. This is one of the best Tamas. This is Tama Loch Laurel, a non-retic hybrid named for Mark Crawford's nursery, which is Loch Laurel Nursery in Valdosta, Georgia. That's Jim Smelly, in case you don't know Jim Smelly. He lives in Moss Point, Mississippi. He has a greenhouse in Lucedale, Mississippi, or he has 5 greenhouses. And Elaine was his wife, Elaine Smelly. And if you'll notice in his right hand, you see a pair of clippers. Okay. This is outside of his new greenhouse. And this is after his wife passed away. I spoke at her funeral. 3 months afterward, I took this picture. This is a very large camellia. I took this flower to the show in Quitman. It had already won 3 shows, and it may be the finest camellia flower that I ever took a picture of. It is very, very large. If you don't have Jim Smelly, you need it. The original name for Jim Smelly when it was a seedling, he called it Awesome Blossom, and it is an awesome blossom. This is Elaine. Elaine was named for Jim's wife. This picture was taken about a month and a half after she passed away. The bush that Jim had in his greenhouse had 13 flowers, unjibbed, and that's the size they were. All of them over 6 inches. This is a Frank Hauser seedling from Jim Smelly, named for Sam Welborn in Columbus, Georgia. Sam Welborn was a banker, lived in Columbus, Georgia. He has the Sam Welborn Camellia Garden at the Botanical Garden in Columbus. It's got about 500 camellias in it. He is a man who really loves his camellias, and some people say he's got more money than God. If you're going to grow one white camellia, grow this one right here from Jim Smelly. This is Kristen Lynn. It is new. It is a Gus Menard seedling. And Jim Smelly, who's been growing camellias for over 65 years, swears it's the best white camellia that he has ever seen. Kristen Lynn. It is a great Camellia japonica. Bonnie Tripp, named for a friend of his, which is a medium japonica, new camellia. Let me tell you about this lady. There ain't but one. I've been knowing her for about 30 years. Her hair is from 1960. Remember what the hair looked like? Her hair still looks exactly like that. This is Pat B. Johnson from Cairo, Georgia. I'm fixing to tell you a story about Pat Johnson. Pat Johnson has over 15,000 seedlings in the ground. And that ain't no lie. She's registered 115, 119 in the last few years. They changed the rules last year to keep her from registering too many flowers. She is 80 years old. She has 40 acres of camellias. They're planted under pine trees everywhere. This is an unbelievable lady. Unbelievable. That is Pat B. Johnson, the Mark Cannon seedling that she named for her. That is not a variegated flower. Look at the leaves on Pat B. Johnson. That is genetic variegation in the leaf. This is a large to very large camellia, a Mark Cannon seedling, a reticulata. For years and years, for 15 years, Pat would take 20 or 30 seedlings to a show, and most of them were junk. And I would tell her, Pat, your seedlings are junk. You don't need to be bringing them. When I'd be the head judge, I'd tell her they were junk. But you don't hurt her feelings. Most people, you never tell them that their seedlings are ugly and their grandkids are ugly. I didn't have a problem telling Pat. Okay, she brought them. And then she brought this flower to the Valdosta show in 2010, Isabel Lewis. And she brought another one named Walker Lewis, which is, both of them are early blooming. Walker Lewis is a Tama seedling, blooms early. Then she started bringing some really good flowers. This is a reticulata, Pat's Rose. It is a small to medium flower, brand new, brand new. I have it variegated. I hadn't bloomed it yet, but I got it variegated. Pat's Rose. This is Bill Hightower. Bill Hightower is a member of our club. This flower had been laying on the ground 3 days when I took the picture. The thing about Pat Johnson, she does not water, she does not fertilize, she does not spray fungicides. Every once in a while, she may spray for mites or scale. If you were a seedling at Pat Johnson's, you're tough. There ain't no doubt about it. This is a curtain call seedling. It is a large to very large flower called Bill Hightower, reticulata. Bill Hightower is a cowboy shooter. He shoots cowboys in competition. Alma Bellamy Shantz. This is a large japonica. I can't wait to variegate this thing. Beautiful color. Alma Bellamy Shantz was Pat Johnson's grandmother. And this is Gabriel Maphis, named for my grandson, the gardener. This is a curtain call seedling, large to very large, brand new camellia. This is Pat Johnson's other grandmother. I saw this flower the first time laying on her little porch when I went to see her. It had been laying there for 4 or 5 days. If you will look at the outside, it's got darker pink stripes in the outside petals all the way around. Eileen Wade Chastain. This is a small flower. It is a beautiful little flower, double formal. Pat has a lot of double formals. Remember, this is a double formal. You got Melanie Chavot. This is a friend of Pat's. She does all the registering for Pat. It's white. It's a medium flower white with darker pink in it. This is Alex Henson. He was head of our Camellia Society. He is a lawyer over in Quincy. He became president of our Camellia Society. And when we had the national convention, we found out a little more about Alex Henson. He got his degree from some university called Berkeley. He went from Quincy, Florida, which is 18 miles west of Tallahassee, to Berkeley to school. Alex Henson. This is one, Jane Henson, we named, this one is a curtain call seedling. This one is a curtain call seedling. This is Jane Henson. This is Steve Lawrence, another curtain call seedling. Steve is a friend of mine. You saw him a while ago with his mama and his wife. This is Gail Lawrence, his wife. This is a Frank Hauser seedling. This is Jim Campbell, former president of the American Camellia Society, a Pat Johnson seedling, a non-retic hybrid. It is a small flower. Jim Campbell and Florence Crowder, who loves the old camellias from Louisiana, went to see Pat and she named some. This is a medium, small to medium japonica called Florence's Fancy Formal. This is Rochelle Marion, a very unusual colored camellia. She was the past president of the Camellia Society in Tallahassee. She is head of the archaeology department at Florida State University. Mark Crawford sent Pat Johnson some pollen from Camellia azalea, and she crossed it with a japonica called Beatrice Hoyt. I've never seen Beatrice Hoyt. This is the flower that she's going to name Mark for Mark. It's called Mark C. It looks exactly like Camellia japonica, and it has a pod mate, William Corey. This is also a seedling of Camellia azalea. This is another Jasper Dewey Thomason. He went to see Pat, and Pat named a flower for him. This is Jasper Dewey. It is a large japonica. This is J Wings. It's another one of the double formals from Pat. If you want my contact information, here it is, and I can come back to it if you like during the question thing. Does anybody have any questions? You need to unmute your microphone and ask the questions. Is everybody there?
Yes.
This is
Yes,
the most,
thank you.
this is the most variegated Clifford Parks that I have ever seen.
It sure is.
It was something.
Parks.
This is the Gilly strain. Dr. Clifford Parks, variegated. This is Brooke Maphis, my granddaughter. Look, this is the only flower I've ever seen. It normally don't have all the red in it. Very unusual. Not a new camellia. Hall's Pride variegated. This is the very variegated one. And this is just, I've got 4 different variegations in Hall's Pride. If you hadn't seen Kyle, which is a large japonica from right next to Jim Smelly over in Agricola or Lucedale, Mississippi, this was named by Vernon Howell. This is Mark Crawford's bloom, and it is very variegated. Hewlin would have loved this one. Oscar B. Elmer variegated. If you like this is a very large japonica, old camellia. It was originally hybridized by Jack Mandridge, and he sold it before it was ever registered. Victoria Whidden, a Hewlin Smith seedling. Look at the frosting in Victoria Whidden. And that's it, people. We have questions.
I can just say, wow.
I'm still listening to this seminar thing, so webinar. So I'll talk to you. That's okay. Love you too. Bye.
I have a question. Are there growers on the West Coast where these types of flowers are actually available for purchase?
No.
On the West Coast? Nowhere. Do you know how many people are selling signs in the United States? Right there. That's about it. You know how many people are selling grass in the United States? That's him, right there. Nobody's selling. They sell rooted cuttings, but they don't sell grass and all that kind of. It's just camellia growing is an old man's hobby. I want to show you one more thing before we go, if I can get out of this. I have a presentation called Everything I Ever Learned About Growing Camellias. Okay, it is a great presentation too. A lot better than this one, I would say. Everything I ever learned about growing camellias.
Which is nothing. Yeah.
Another question.
Is this video going to be available on the ACS website?
I don't know. I know that it's available on the Zoom, but I don't have a problem sending it to them at all. It's so big, you'd probably have to download it in Dropbox
Okay.
or through whatever the browser is that Google. May have to download it through it.
You can see all of Randolph's signs that he has for sale on locklaurelnursery.com. There's a list there. There's like 500? Some very large number.
Anybody else have any questions?
Beautiful presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get out of this and show you what the presentation looks like that I was just talking about. Can you see this one?
Yep.
Okay, this is what it's about. A lot of pictures, a lot of people, a lot of writing, a lot of people. That's Paul Gilly. That's Ray Gentry. These are people that belong to the Camellia Club in Tallahassee. Roscoe Dean, Hewlin Smith. Lots and lots of stuff about growing and grafting camellias. Look at these variegated camellias. Clifford Parks, Terrell Weaver, Ray Gentry, Julio Nuccio, Tamara, John Newsom, a lot of them. But if you're interested in that thing, let me know. Maybe you won't have to wait for 30 minutes to get the presentation up this time. Any other questions?
Well, thank you very much, Randolph. That was a great presentation.
I'm sorry
Very good.
we took so long to get it going.
Well, those things happen.
We got an extra hour today.
All right, you good people come see me.
All right.
Thank you, Randolph.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Randolph.
You want to have a short meeting, Justin?
Yeah, we'll let him check out.
Do I have to leave mine
Yeah.
on for y'all to have a meeting?
No, you can go off.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, he's still on.
No, he's still on.
It says I got to leave meeting for all.
Oh. Well,
I can just leave the meeting and leave it up, and y'all can have a meeting if you'd like. And then I'll turn it off after a while.
Sure. Can you take the share screen off?
Yeah, I can. Stop share.
There you go.
there we go. Thank you.
Okay. And then all right, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna do something else. Next phone call or something.
All right.
I'll mute mine. All right, thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah. The dark screen. So what's everybody been doing?
Then you're waiting
Painting.
for me to start.
Well, I know Meg's been doing her garden and Linda's been painting the house.
Yep.
Painting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What color?
Gray spell.
Great. Well,
That's
Good
the
name.
name. I didn't name it.
good name for a camellia, gray spell.
I don't know about that. It sounds like something sick. It was a flower. So what happened last time? It was a long time ago. I don't even remember. Basically, we had our meeting, then we had the show, and that was it. Right?
Right. Then everything hit.
Yeah. Well, we went to the ACS, and then that was it. We should figure out the Zoom and have a monthly meeting no matter what. Our club, you know, might not have a like that every time, but at least so we'd stay connected and not have this big of a lapse in between. You know what I mean?
I agree. Good idea.
Have a Zoom.
Well, did you like the presentation?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I think. It was quick. It was nice. It wasn't like boring. It moved along. Obviously, shows aren't until next year, but it doesn't look like anything's clearing up. We could revisit, maybe do an outdoor something in March or something. I don't know. You know, I always have the venue where I work. If you know, it doesn't cost us anything to do it. If by chance we can do something, then I think that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Doable.
Yeah, because it seems like outdoor things can happen, where things can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can social distance and all that stuff.
We're
but-
worried about our show up here too. I guess they're gonna close the Elks for remodel for 2 years,
Oh, wow.
but they have the giant parking lot there, so we might be able to do something and pray for no rain
Right.
and have like a 1-day quickie show at our usual time. I don't know. I haven't been able to get hold of anybody at the Elks. Nobody even answers the phone. So
Yeah.
we're up in the air too.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna only be outdoor events, I would assume.
Well, most of the venues you can't get because of the coronavirus.
Right.
I would assume that's the same thing in Modesto, right?
Yes, the Gallows not letting anybody in their executive building with,
Right.
with this going on.
Peninsula, same thing, Linda? And Meg?
Ask Meg. Meg would know that.
No. Meg, is your venue closed? Oh,
She's muted.
you're muted, Meg. You have to, there you
How's
go.
that? Okay, so they don't even want to take signups, but I told them, you know, to kind of hold it, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen inside. And then to try to get something outside, that they have not gotten back to me on the outside.
Right.
So I think it's probably at our end, it's going to get scratched because, you know, the money involved and not knowing, I don't want to put a deposit down.
Right, right.
Yeah. You know, ideally, it would be really, I've always said, you know, doing something at a nursery or doing something at, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try to contact Filoli again, but I don't know. Again, it's got to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you could have rain on the weekends.
Right, right. Last year, or the last couple of years, Rita and I put up a presentation, an exhibit table at Gamble, and they have a tea house. And so it was and they've already contacted me for the second week in March, but I'm comfortable setting it up and putting it inside there. And if it rains, well, then I'm not standing outside, but I don't want to greet people inside, the public. So, you know, I think it's going to be scratched until we know what's happening.
Right, right.
Right. I think most shows, if we even have any on these outdoor shows, aren't going to be public shows anyway. It's going to be just for us to do our thing and then clean up the same day. You know, it's not going to be a weekend events.
With the public.
Right. It's just too much.
Yep.
To get back into the groove and have to deal with that. I don't think any of our insurance would cover it anyway or something. I don't know. We should just stick to our own thing, you know, no public entries or.
Well, the thing that I want to talk to the board about is, you know, a plant sale. I mean, it's nice to do a plant sale and the public, that's where you get a plant sale otherwise, but I don't see where we're going to do that. I don't see how it's, so, you know, we'll just do another member plant sale. That's all.
Yeah, our club probably won't even order any plants this year. At least, I think that's what Dad and I were talking about.
Well, Modesto won't need to order any. They still have a ton.
No, we've still got about 120 left. So
I looked for the list. I couldn't find the list, Cindy. Maybe we should be promoting buying some of your plants again. You know, maybe there's.
Yeah. I think Kim is working on that for the next couple weeks, and she'll be sending the list of what's available out to all of the clubs.
Okay.
And we'll just go from there, making this up as we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
On another note, we are going down to Nuzio's next week, and if anybody wants to buy or wants us to pick you up something in particular, I can do that. Anybody looking for something?
I have to look at my list. I have a new list. I'll let you know.
Are they gonna come out with another catalog soon? Didn't I hear somebody say they were gonna?
I haven't heard whether they are or not. I know that the Ferris wheel with the raspberry background to it, they're going to name Circus.
Oh,
Did hear that.
That's the pinkish one?
It has that raspberry colored background instead of the white background.
Right. Happens on my plant all the time.
Right. Well, they're going to name that one Circus.
They're Justin, you're ahead of the game already. You got it.
It comes in all on mine. Red, Circus. I'll call the red one Tent.
Hi, Auntie Joe. He says hello. Hello, hello.
Daisy.
I'm going to sign off so I can go water. It's good seeing all of you.
Bye-bye.
See you
Hey,
soon.
Meg, let us know.
Oh, sorry.
Anybody else got anything new? Talk about? What? Who's writing in the chat? Leslie? Yeah. How do you? Oh.
Don left.
I took his video off. It's still on there.
There he is.
Oh, where's Mary?
I'm here.
Right there.
Oh,
Sitting next to him.
I'm here.
So, anyway, I have nothing new. Went up and did our two granddaughters' birthday before the Zoom meeting because one was Halloween and the other one's the 5th.
Yeah.
So
like we were talking about that, should we have a council meeting now that we still have Linda on here?
you've got several people from different societies still on there.
Yeah. Maybe we should sometime this month do one of these.
let us know.
Get an email
Give us a
everybody.
date and time.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to be the host.
It's a learning experience.
Sure.
Yeah, but now that you signed up for Zoom, now it's just a matter of clicking in on whoever's hosting it because you're already in Zoom.
Right. Yeah, I'll set some up in the next week or so. Anybody else?
That's it for me.
All right. I miss everybody.
Us too.
Yes.
Us too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.
Hi,
See you
everybody.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Supposedly now, Trump said doing things for her offset their teaching lessons. She said right now she's looking up to $750 a month.